Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So hi, my name's Madison if you're new, and I have 4 kids, ages 14, 6, 3, and 1. So I guess my 14-year-old's in 8th grade, my 6-year-old's in kindergarten. That's one I'm going to be talking about his curriculum that we've used this year in this video. And then I have a 3-year-old that kind of does preschool stuff-ish, and then a 1-year-old that obviously doesn't do school at all. She's just a wild girl. So I am so excited to share with you guys all of the curriculum that we used for Henry's kindergarten year. He had a very unique school year because my oldest had a bowel obstruction and was in the hospital for a total of 2.5 months. So I was gone for a total of 2.5 months, and then when we were home for 3 months of it, he had some serious medical needs that I was dealing with for him. So Henry has had a unique kindergarten year in that way, but it's been awesome. Like, if you take away the medical stuff, his kindergarten year has been so good and so awesome. And I think that's the amazing thing about homeschooling, is that despite what's happening in your life, because things happen in life, you can still have a really awesome homeschool year, and you don't have to like quit if you're able to not quit and send them to public school or whatever. You can push through no matter if there's crisis in life or whatever. So anyway, I'm going to share with you Henry's curriculum that we have used this year and what I have thought about it. I would say it's a pretty minimalistic kindergarten curriculum. I mean, in my eyes it is. I'm a believer that kindergarten does not need to be like super intense. Obviously, he learned to read this year, so some kids learn to read younger or older. He learned to read this year in kindergarten, so that was a big deal, and that went really well. So I'll share the reading program we used and all about that, what I thought about that. And then, learning about adding and subtracting and stuff like that. But to me, learning is so much more than just the book work, and homeschooling is so much more than just the book work. But I do love curriculum. I find it so fun and interesting, and I love teaching my kids. It brings me so much joy. So I am really excited to share what we used this year and what I thought about it. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe and click the bell to be notified when I post new videos. I am hoping to post once a week on this channel, mostly homeschool content. I want this channel to be kind of like a podcast where you guys can just put in your earbuds, do laundry, clean, whatever, and just listen to a fellow homeschool mom talk about homeschool stuff. I am so passionate about homeschooling, and I love watching other homeschool moms talk about their curriculum and everything. So I hope that I can be that for some of you guys. So let's get started. I would say that most of Henry's curriculum fits in this bin from Michael's. This is your stereotypical, there's chocolate on it, I think. Hopefully that's chocolate. This is just your stereotypical bin. I feel like a lot of people on YouTube use these, but it is awesome, especially if you're trying to go for like more minimalistic, and also you're trying to go with not just having a specific homeschool room. Like, we do our homeschool on the dining room table. And so I will just tell him to go get his bin, and this is kind of heavy, but he's a strong kid and he actually prefers to get it himself, so he doesn't have a problem doing that. But yeah, so most of it is in here, although I did last minute this year add another math curriculum to his curriculum, and so that is not in here, but I do have it with me. It probably could fit in here though. So these bins are great though. Just unhook it like that. It has the handle on the top, and then if you don't know about these bins, it doesn't look that organized. This is real life, but it has this like little container that fits inside the bin, and so this is where we put like his pencils. We love the Ticaranda, is that how you say it? Like thicker pencils, and his glue, his scissors, his like dry erase marker, because we do use with our curriculum, it'll tell us to use dry erase board sometimes, so we'll just keep those in there, like pencil sharpener, his curriculum manipulatives. I just took them out of the box they came in and we just put them in here as well. Any type of flashcards we make. He is in piano. He takes piano lessons, and so his some of his flashcards for piano are in here. A ruler, and then this is for one of his math curriculums. The manipulatives they suggest is just these little counting things. My mind is drawing a blank, but y'all know what that is probably. And then we also keep some money in here for learning about money. So that's what's in here. Oh, and then he has this little white chalk marker for his curriculum. So that's what's in here. And that has been great throughout the year. Like I said, we don't have just a specific room. We could, but I don't really enjoy that. That's a whole separate video. But so this is just really nice to use. So what he usually does first, which makes it really easy for me because then I can help another kid or do something really quick. So I'll tell him, get out of his school bin and do his explode the code and his handwriting. So he is on, he did explode the code. I guess it would have been 1 because now he's on 1.5, and he completed it. And this is with missing 2.5 months of the school year. Now we have not taken breaks. Like we miss days occasionally if something happens or whatever, but we have not taken any breaks, I don't think, like besides Christmas. We took a Christmas break and we probably took a Thanksgiving break. Well, no, I was gone. No, I came home Thanksgiving Day from the hospital. So yeah, we took a Thanksgiving break and a Christmas break, but besides that, we haven't taken any other breaks, but we did miss 2.5 months. So with that, we still finished the first Explode the Code, and then now we're on Explode the Code 1.5, which I think is really nice that they have that. And he's definitely like been able to do it, and we're on page 25 for this. So we're about halfway-ish through. So we may finish this, we may not, which I'm fine with. I'll just, we'll just get as far as we get with this, and then we'll continue it into the next year if that's the case. But I think Explode the Code is awesome because he can do this basically entirely on his own. Sometimes, since he's been doing it a while, sometimes I have to kind of read him the instructions real quick and then he goes with it. But it's basically, if you don't know, it's just like little reinforces reading and writing and like spelling and things. So this has been awesome. It's great to have a little bit of independent work for even as young of a kid as a kindergartner that I can have him do while I get ready or, do whatever I need to do. So we have loved that. And then we have also done handwriting, of course, this year. We've used the Good and the Beautiful for handwriting. He did their, I guess it was level K handwriting, and then we finished that like midway through the year or sooner. So then we moved on to level 1 because I wanted him to be doing handwriting throughout the whole year. And we're pretty far in this. Like we're on page 63 now in this. And I really like it. We have also used Handwriting Without Tears, and I really like that as well. He used that for like his preschool type stuff. And what I really liked about Handwriting Without Tears was that it was really big, and it worked well for him. But then I decided to try out the Good and the Beautiful, and I feel like as he got older that it's gone really well for him. So like this is smaller because it's level 1, and he does great with it now. But we've done a ton of handwriting in the past leading up to this. So, and then it also, if you don't know about the Good and the Beautiful handwriting, they also have fun little like coloring things and stuff as well, which I personally like because it just takes him a little bit more time to color or whatever, and so it's more independent work that he can be doing while I'm trying to do something else. So we have really enjoyed that. Now, I don't know if I want to, I don't know when they start cursive in the Good and the Beautiful handwriting. I'm going to have to check out the next book. But if I feel like it's too much, I might have him do like an Explode the Code kindergarten or first grade book. just to kind of bridge the gap since we do move so quickly through these, because he's definitely like, I don't want to rush getting into cursive just yet. So, but we have really enjoyed that as well. And then for his language arts, we have used the Good and the Beautiful Level K. I have loved this. So yes, this is their Level K course book. And, oh, where's his readers? Oh, darn. Okay, so we finished his readers, so I don't have them with me. I put them away somewhere, so sorry about that. But this course also comes with these cards. It's like a little bound book as well that has what they call cards, and they're like about that big. And that's where you do your learning how to read. And then it comes with like 20 of those little small books, and those correlate with the cards. So it kind of teaches them how to read certain things, and then it reinforces it with the books, and then it reinforces it again in the actual like English curriculum. And he did super well with that. When he was first learning to read before we started kindergarten, we used How to Learn to Read in 100 Easy Lessons. I think that's what it's called. I really enjoyed that. I love that. I felt like that was really, because it wasn't clicking for him at first. I think we tried to use All About Reading. That was the first thing we tried to use, and it just was not clicking, and wasn't really meshing with that curriculum. I felt like it was too much, and it was like confusing for me to teach. And so then the 100 Easy Lessons was awesome, because it's literally just a book and like filled with 100 easy lessons, and it really is easy, and the way it teaches works really well. So I would definitely recommend that. But then once we started our actual kindergarten curriculum, I decided to try the Good and the Beautiful reading. And honestly, I mean, I could do a whole video. I think I do want to do a whole video on the reading program, but at first it started rocky, and then I thought we might have to change it, but we pushed through, and I'm so glad we did, because it's been amazing for him. So I will do more of like an in-depth review on that. But we really did enjoy it, and we did the A. It's like they call it A cards or whatever, and we would have moved on to B. That's something I like about this program as well, is that even if you're not finished with, we're on lesson 70 right now, so we're going to have to go into the summer probably a little bit with this. But even if you have not finished like your year-long curriculum book with them, like Level K, you can just buy the next books, because kids are on different reading levels. That's normal. So Henry has really picked up reading quickly, and he definitely could have moved on. Like, he finished his A books like a couple weeks ago, and I was going to buy the B books. I really considered it, but since it's almost the end of the school year and we're already going to be kind of having to maybe double up on these lessons or whatever to try to finish for the summer, and we'll probably have to go into the summer just because of everything that happened health-wise with my oldest, I just thought, you know what, this reinforces what he learned with his reading, and it actually tells you like what card you should be on at least. Occasionally it will let you know, and like this one says Reading Booster 27, so I think that's nice to tell the parent that, and we are always like way ahead of that. So but this just kind of reinforces what they're learning with reading, and so I think we're just going to finish this. And then I want to have him, they have some books that there's like a nature reader that just has more books that correlate with their level of reading for the kid, which is great. And then they also have a jungle one or something like that. So he finished the nature reader, but I'm going to have him reread that like over the summer. And then I ordered the jungle one. And so I'm just going to have him practice the reading that he's already learned and finish this. And then we'll get into the B books when he starts first grade. So that's kind of my thought process with that. But we have loved this. I feel like it does a great job of just reinforcing things. It's fun and engaging and interesting. They have like a letter tiles app, which I really like, that goes along with it. They even have some videos the kids can watch and like audio books occasionally that are read to them. So I do feel like they do a fantastic job. I know a lot of people, The Good and the Beautiful is very popular on YouTube, or some people hate it. And this is just like my honest opinion. I really do like their language arts. Now, there is one thing that I feel like I would wish they would add, or I wish they would do differently, and so that's why I'm going to incorporate a different curriculum, so I'll talk about that in a minute. But overall, I really have enjoyed their language arts, especially their reading program. So we did that, and then we also did the Good and the Beautiful math. I guess they call it Simply Good and Beautiful Math, K. Now this, we're on lesson 94, so much farther than the English, because we were actually doing 2 lessons a day with this, because it was just so easy for him. And I had honestly thought when we started it that, man, I wish I would have gotten there level 1, even though he's in kindergarten. He turned 6 in January, so he was 5 when we started the school year. But I thought, man, this is kind of easy for him, and so I thought I wish I had gotten level 1. I was like, we'll just do like 2 lessons a day since it's so easy for him, which I'm really glad we ended up doing that, because then I ended up being gone for 2 months and then dealing with medical issues and then having been gone again for 2.5 weeks. So that helped us get ahead. But then when I got back, I still thought, I really like this. I do. Like, he enjoys it. So, but I feel like what's missing from this, and what I would say as like feedback to the Good and the Beautiful with their math, is that the addition is just not strong enough. How they teach addition, they literally just have you just do addition problems or whatever, and they don't teach it like conceptually or like grouping. They do have some 10 frames in here, but I feel like they don't go into that enough. So I was feeling that way, and then I watched, is her name Rachel? I'm not sure. It's the channel 7 in All. I love her. I think she's awesome. She's one of my favorites, and she mentioned how she felt that way about the addition in the Good and the Beautiful math. So she got Math with Confidence, which I actually had already, the Math with Confidence. It's like the same author. I don't know what it's called, but it's like Preschool at Home, like do preschool at home. And I didn't even know she had like a actual kindergarten and 1st grade. I think she even has 2nd grade too, curriculum. I thought it was just that one Preschool at Home math book. But I really liked the idea of that. So when, I think Rachel from 7 and All mentioned, that probably isn't even her name, but when she mentioned Math with Confidence, I checked it out and I was like, oh, I have to try that. And it's very affordable, so I went ahead and got it over here. So I would say it's pretty different than the Good and the Beautiful. So as you can see, the Good and the Beautiful, it's very colorful. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of like, the teacher says this, like you say this to the kid, instruction like that, which I think Math with Confidence does too. And it does have some manipulatives. I guess I never had they had like a previous math curriculum and I never used that. But apparently they used to have more manipulatives, which I probably would have liked, but it is nice and simple. And it has like these little cars. So these are some of the manipulatives. Like there's 3 cars, which obviously, especially boys, love these. So these are fun. And then it has some dice that has like plus, equals, greater than, and then just numbers. And then it also came with little counting sticks. We lost the counting sticks when I left for the hospital. Unfortunately, the box got left out and one of the kids lost all the counting sticks. But I thought about buying a new one, and actually I was like, these counting sticks, they're really not the most important part. I'm just glad we at least have the dice and the cars. So I've been able to continue on with the curriculum without the counting sticks, and it's been fine. But yeah, and there's games that go along that are like in the book. Now with Kindergarten Math with Confidence, you have like your instruction book, and then you have a student workbook. Oh, I think they're back. And the workbook I really like because it has you every time you trace numbers. So it really has them practicing their numbers every single time, and I really like that. And then it's just like a super easy, Henry, we started this like more than midway through kindergarten. So it's really pretty easy for him. But I'm going to have us continue this. Like, we'll finish the math in the regular school year, the good and the beautiful, but then we're just going to continue this during the summer just to reinforce things. It's super quick and easy to do. So, but what I like about this, they have you print off, I laminated it, like a 10 frame, and then you use these counting things on the 10 frame. And they really have the child think about numbers in groups. So like 10 is 6 and 4 or 5 and 5. And they also have you, like, one game you do is a memory game, and you have to find the two numbers that add up to 10 for the memory game. And it just, I feel like it teaches them how to think of numbers in your head. And so you're not just like counting on your fingers or whatever. Like, you have these ideas of the groups that you can put numbers into and everything. So I really like that. But so that was the workbook. But the actual curriculum is just black and white, which I don't love. I don't know. I like that the Good and the Beautiful has like colorful, pretty curriculum. But the but it's very quick, but I just like the way it will, like, one thing it has them do is with these guys here is you'll put like 5 down, and then you'll cover it, and then you'll say, okay, I'm going to lift this up, and you tell me as fast as you can how many you see, like how many are there. And so things like that I feel like really just teach math. I don't know, I'm not wording it well, but hopefully you get what I mean. Like, I think it just teaches math a little bit more in depth in that way. But something I found really interesting, because I've been doing both. I'm almost done. Can you close the door?
Okay, I don't want my haircut.
You look so good. Come here. I'll show them I'm talking about your curriculum. This is Henry. This is the one I'm talking about. My big kindergartner, and he just got a haircut. He went with his grandpa and his older brother. Oh, that's his class ring, because he's doing graduation.
Now you guys can't really see it because it's pretty blurry.
Blurry.
Yeah, blurry because it's gold.
Hold it, let it focus. So he is through our homeschool group. He's doing a little kindergarten graduation.
This is 2023.
Yeah, and they had these little class rings, and they did their pictures recently. We haven't had the graduation, but they did their pictures in their gowns and stuff. So cute. All right, you can go, buddy. So anyway.
Yeah, I'll still be here.
Okay. But something that I noticed with him was that he actually saw one of the games in this, The Good and the Beautiful, and like asked to do it. And I was like, oh, okay, if he likes the games and enjoys that, then maybe I shouldn't, throw this out just yet, and only, because I was going to do just Math with Confidence the first grade, just do this next year. But I think I'm going to do both again, because that's what I have liked. And especially at this age, math doesn't take that long, so you can do 2 curriculum, and they kind of teach in a different way, and so he gets kind of the best of both worlds in that. So we have really liked both of those curriculums. And then that's basically it. The only other thing that he did this year is we incorporated kind of at the end was Sonlight. Oh, you hit the camera. So we did the Sonlight. It was with his, okay, Henry, please don't do that. If you're going to be distracting, then you're going to have to go. So we did the Sonlight, their lowest level, like their preschool. We're doing that right now, just for like the books. They have like a Bible that we read every morning, all of us. Even my 14-year-old listens to the Bible stories in their preschool curriculum, and we just talk about it. And even as an adult, I feel like I get something out of it. So, okay, Henry, you can't be moving around because they're going to hear that and it's going to be distracting.
Okay.
So, I have really liked Sonlight. I love books and I love literature. I love reading, and so Sonlight is a literature-based curriculum that is just right up my alley. So we're definitely going to continue with Sonlight, I think, into the future. But right now we mostly use it as like a morning basket time, the books that we're reading with that. And then sometimes at lunch we'll do some more reading from that. And then my oldest actually has been doing Sonlight as well. I will do a video on him. He was actually in public school, and then with the health issues switched to homeschooling, and now that's what we're doing. So anyway, but we have really enjoyed because he has a little brother, Henry, that's 3, so I kind of combined them with the Sonlight preschool, and I'm hoping to combine them as like their group subjects, the HBL Sonlights is kind of my thought process. But we have really enjoyed adding that in kind of at the end of the year. Sonlight, it's only meant to be 3 days a week. So it's a shorter curriculum, but we use it 4 days a week, I guess, because we have on Fridays, they do like an enrichment school type thing, like elective classes. So we school 4 days a week. So we use it 4 days a week. So we'll finish it sooner because of that. So I was fine getting it towards the end of the year. But yeah, that is it for his kindergarten curriculum. I feel like it's kind of minimal, but also the perfect amount. And how have you felt about your kindergarten year, Henry? How have you felt about your school year?
I felt good.
You felt good? Mm-hmm. Did you enjoy learning to read?
Yes.
Yeah, you're a great reader. And did you enjoy me being your teacher?
Mm-hmm.
No, I enjoy being your teacher. All right, we have to head to chess club. That's another thing we do. So
yes. We leave at 2 o'clock, and it's
or we leave at 1:45. So we should be there at 2 o'clock.
1:29.
Yep.
So.
Perfect timing getting here. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Yup, and click the bell to be notified when I post new videos. See you next time.
And you can join it.
Come here, we'll do a thumbnail. Smile. No, just smile. Do it. We'll do it. No, sit up straight. No, smile. Here.
I think it was fun.
All right, perfect timing.